A lot of self-development content, and I say this as someone who makes self-development content, it's just procrastinating. And it's not actually helping you achieve your dream life. You watch the videos, you listen to the podcasts, you read the books, you download all of the content and all of the tips and tricks and trackers and all of that. And then 2 weeks later, you're still in the same place, wondering why nothing is changing. I've been there too, and I always thought that it was either a discipline problem or a motivation problem or a time management problem. Or maybe I didn't have the right systems, or it was just a me problem. But it's not. It was not a me problem, and it's not a you problem right now. The reason your life is not changing is not because you're not doing enough and you're not motivated enough and all of that blah blah. The reason is that you haven't made one decision yet. And that decision is something that can either change your entire life or not. And it's not a decision of actually wanting to change your life. It's not a decision of what to do with your life exactly. The decision is simply to stop relying on the feeling of being ready. If you're watching this video, you're probably one of those people who has a very clear idea of who she wants to become. You can see her. You know what her daily routine would be like. You know the clothes she would be wearing, the aesthetic. You probably even have like a Pinterest board with all of these pictures of your future life. You may even have a vision board with these pictures that you look at every single day. You know exactly who you want to become. You've decided that you want to become her, but you don't, because you haven't made the decision to stop waiting to feel ready. Because every night before you go to sleep or every morning you wake up, you think this is the time that I'm going to change my life. This is actually it. But then once you actually start trying to change your life and you're actually trying to build a routine and build the habits and show up as her, something happens that kind of just keeps you from becoming that ideal version of yourself. It's not laziness, it's not discipline, it's not motivation. It's this idea that has been ingrained in us since birth for I don't know whatever reason, and that is that you need to feel ready or to be prepared or to wait for like a special moment to finally start doing something. And the truth is, like plain and simple, you're never gonna feel ready. Readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. Not once are you gonna feel ready? Changing your life and building this dream version of yourself requires a lot of change, a lot of work. It requires you to face your fears and to stop doubting yourself, to work on your dreams regardless of circumstances. If you keep waiting for your fears to pass before you start changing, it's not gonna happen. If you wait for your doubts to finally go away before you start changing, it's not gonna happen. If you wait for the circumstances to get better before you actually start doing something about it, it is not gonna happen. And I say this with all of the love, because it doesn't matter. You can do it anyway. You don't have to wait. You need to make the decision of actually doing something without feeling ready for it. I remember so many evenings and nights when I was younger and I was really doubting myself and I was so unsure about which decision, which life path to take and what to study, and if I should continue studying what I was studying, and if I should do social media or not, if I should move, if I should stay friends with this person and stay in that relationship. I never ever felt ready to make those decisions. I never felt like it was the perfect time to finally do something about all of the things that I was worrying about. But just me sitting there and thinking about this never helped. What actually helped and what actually helped me change my life is doing something about it, even though I was sometimes scared shitless and I was sometimes so underprepared. I started a master's degree without doing the bachelor's degree in that area first. I went to those math classes and I hadn't done math in 3 years and I felt so underprepared, but guess what? I figured it out. I had spent years trying to start an Instagram. I first started a studygram, then I did like fashion, or I wanted to do fashion, but I was never like consistent enough with it. I was always waiting for my style to evolve before I could actually post better pictures, and I kept waiting for me to have better clothes before I could post better pictures instead of just posting my damn pictures. And then on a random weekday, I decided that by Friday I will have a YouTube video up because I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take this undecisiveness anymore. And that's what I did. I filmed a YouTube video, I edited it, by Friday it was up. And that has made more impact than spending months on my fashion Instagram that I think I posted 5 pictures onto. And you know, the most important life lesson I've learned from this is that wanting something is not enough. Making the decision to actually get it is what can change. And making that decision implies that you're actually gonna get out there, even if you're scared, even if you're doubting yourself, even if you don't feel ready, because it doesn't matter. Wanting something means that you're in this desperate energy. You're just sitting there and you want it, you're waiting for it to come to you, but deciding that you're actually gonna get this and that you're gonna do everything in your power to get it is what's actually gonna give you the life that you want. The day things started to shift for me was not the day that I finally perfected my morning routine or my night routine, or the day that I read the 100th really good insight from some productivity book. It was not once I optimized my studying schedule by 1%. It was a day where I stopped gaslighting myself into thinking that I will actually start once I feel ready. And it was the day I decided to do stuff regardless of fear and doubt and the fact that I did not feel ready. There's this really funny chicken and egg situation. If you keep waiting to finally feel like her, like your best self, before you act like her, you're never gonna become her. Because acting like her makes you feel like her. Now, I know this might sound very confusing. It is really simple. If you've always wanted to be a really productive, high agency person who goes after her dreams, then you gotta stop waiting to feel like a high agency productive person, and you need to just start acting like a high agency productive person. That way, you're acting in a productive way, you're doing productive things, you're doing stuff that gets you closer to your goals. And through that, you actually start embodying this identity of being a productive high agency person. And that's only because you actually started doing the damn thing, not because you were sitting around waiting to feel like that person. This is the same with any other thing. If you want to become an athlete, you cannot just wait around to finally feel like an athlete. Once you start working out a lot and you do competitions and you do all of those things, you're gonna start feeling like an athlete because you are a damn athlete. So here's what you need to do right now. Not tomorrow, not in the next week, not later, while you're watching this video. Decide right now. You're not setting a goal right now. You're not making a plan. You're not doing any of those things. This requires no planning. You don't need a piece of paper. Decide that you're actually going to do something that will change your life for the better. Genuinely say that to yourself and believe it once you're saying it. You can decide to start chasing your dreams. You don't have to wait. That's the first step. The second step is to pick one thing you can do that will get you closer to your goals. What is one thing that you've been so afraid of starting, or you've just doubted yourself so much that you've never actually started? This doesn't need to be a huge project that's gonna take you months. This can literally just be waking up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. If you always felt like the ideal version of you does that, and you've always just procrastinated doing that, do it. If maybe you've always wanted to post videos, however, you always felt like you needed to become more confident or prettier or better at speaking before you can do all of those things, don't wait anymore. Post a video, regardless of the stage you're in right now, regardless of how you feel, regardless of if you feel ready or not. Post the damn video. You don't need a whole routine. You don't need 10 new habits. You need to do something, literally something, some little thing even. And do it today, because you know that the quicker you do something like this, the quicker you're actually gonna change your life and become your best self. I know that if you're watching this video, you know what you want. Maybe you don't know the specific details, and it's fine. You're gonna figure it out along the way. If you're not starting social media, for instance, because you're not sure of your niche, cut it out. Don't think that thought. Do something about this dream of yours. You cannot keep waiting and thinking that something needs to change before you can actually build your dream life. Genuinely, the earlier the better. What are you waiting for? I used to consume so much self-development content, and I felt simultaneously more inspired and at the same time more stuck. Because I feel like the more I watched, the more I actually felt really productive, like I was actually doing something, but I was actually not doing anything about my dream. Because my dream was not to become a self-development content watcher. If that is you right now, and I say this with so much love, it is good to catch up on the weekly videos and to watch self-development content every now and then, to feel inspired, to see how other people are doing it. But with all of the love, you also need to do something about it. If you've decided that you want to change your life and you thought of your one thing, which I hope you did, drop it in the comments, let me know. I would love to read through all of your comments. If this is the kind of conversation you want more of, I write a newsletter. Subscribe to that. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos like this. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.